Why not make Minecraft into a manga? Well, this series tried to do that. By no means I want to down talk on this series because Cube Arts actually did a great job on the first volume. Got me hooked. Probably will be reading volume 2 while I'm out in vacation. And probably this video is coming out to you while I am out in vacation. So, guys, make sure you subscribe. I don't know if by now we've reached 4K, but if we haven't, please get me there. Of time of recording, we're about 20 people away, so we're almost at our goal. But I know it you know, you never know if you're gonna get that push or not. So please subscribe if you have not done so by now. Okay. Also, guys, follow me on social media. You guys can buy cheap manga. If video is not out, I don't know when I'm posting these videos, but if the video is not out, my manga haul is going to be the biggest one ever this year, or ever in my channel. So make sure you guys check out the link down there below where you guys can buy some cheap manga and anime, especially right now during the holiday season. They have amazing specials, so go check them out. Okay, Cube Arts Volume 1 gives us a story of, essentially, we have this character, Takuro, and Takuro essentially is a young guy, young high schooler, and he got this game that they're beta testing it in a way, and essentially it's a VR game, so he has to have placed the whole game set on him, and he's talking to some friends, and he eventually tells them I'm gonna get on the game so we can play together, and he puts the helmet on. He finds out that the game is very much like a sandbox game, and for those who don't know what a sandbox game is essentially you build your own game. Essentially, you can either play the game as building yourself a city, or you play the game as going into missions, or you play your game as, farming or whatever. It's basically Minecraft. I mean, there's so many similarities to Minecraft that if you never played Minecraft or even heard of Minecraft, this manga kind of loses a lot of its, greatness of it. Or he encounters a zombie at one point, and he's able to kill it. Just kind of how you do it in Minecraft with tools. But at the beginning of the series, we learn two things. Two main things happen, but we learn two things as well. So one thing we learn is that the game itself, it takes you completely inside the game. So it's not really a VR. You can't really just remove your glasses. You have to actually log out of the game to actually be able to remove your glasses. Secondly is that time moves extremely slow in the real world compared to the game world. So I believe they say every day is like a minute or 2 minutes of the real world. So you can be, there. I think 2 days every minute. So like you're there like for 10 days, and it's only been like 5 minutes in the real world. So the time obviously is not the same, and this comes important towards the middle of the story, because what happens next is he meets up with his friends, and his friends have been playing the game for a minute or two more than him, so they've been there for a few days already, and they explain to him kind of the rules of the game, essentially that, and they go out to kind of mine stuff, and they encounter zombies, they attack them, they end up losing a character, and they end up actually surviving the attack, but because they lost a character, they end up trying to figure out how to resurrect him. So they end up in this city, and in the city they get more information. There's this tower where essentially the characters should resurrect, and you should then just get your character, and that's that, right? So they end up in this tower. The time hits. I think it's like 3 p.m. when it should happen, and nothing happens. He doesn't show up. So They essentially start like wondering what the heck is happening, and while that is happening, the city becomes a danger zone. Essentially, the danger zones, they if you're stuck in it, once the timer is down to zero, it eliminates you as well. So it kills you. So they start running away from it, and eventually they meet up with this girl who, in turn, saves them from an attack from monsters. And she ends up being a mysterious character. You don't know much about her, um, other than that she's been playing the game a lot more longer than them, and she knows stuff. She seems like she's hiding a lot of information, and essentially what ends up happening is they go mining for iron and other stuff, other material to make weapons, and our protagonist Takuto ends up falling into very very deep in, just kind of like Minecraft. You hit the wrong stone and you end up falling all the way down. That's what happens to him. Ends up encountering this big lizard who he can't defeat, so he starts hiding from it. And essentially he is he was trying to mine for diamonds. That's basically what he was trying to mine for, to make the better tools. And in this encounter, he is saved, not by his friends, but by some strangers who end up being actually enemies of them. These people actually know the girl they're with, and they used to use her as a slave. Now, the way they kill the lizard is that they use a girl as a decoy, and then they end up killing the lizard. Well, she doesn't really die, but she ends up without an arm. So they kind of go like, well, just leave her there. She's useless now as a decoy because she's weak, blah, blah, blah. So they just kind of leave her there to die. And we kind of learn that these guys are douches, right? And then they eventually tell you what I think every person could have figured out. This is a game, a sandbox game. Yes, you can do whatever you want. You can have a peaceful time if you want. But at the end of the game, it's still an RPG game where everyone is in the same world. So you can live a peaceful life if you want in the game. Or you can be like us and, make destruction, have your own kingdom, have your own rules. You can do whatever you want in a sandbox game. And they've chosen to essentially have this clan of guys who use girls as slaves, and sometimes they use them like this, decoys, to distract monsters so they can end up killing the monster from the back. Or, from what I heard, or what I read, they abuse them in other ways. So, definitely a darker side to our friendly game Minecraft, I guess you can say. But it puts a realistic side to it as well. So I like it. I do like it. Healing and all that is not as easy as it is in Minecraft. You know how in Minecraft you just eat something and you're healed. It's not really what happens in here. So that's very important to know that. We essentially left off on a cliffhanger with they either get in a fight with them and they assure them that they're going to lose, or they give them the girl and they are able to walk out freely without being harmed. Now, personally, I don't think that's really going to happen. I think the last panel of the volume is her saying, "You guys go, live, and I'll go with them." Personally, I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think they're going to still end up attacking them. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in Volume 2. I did buy Volume 2. I will review it as soon as I read it. So hopefully this time that I'm out in vacation, I'm able to read some from where I'm at. But I don't know. Sometimes I take books and I don't end up reading them. So it's kind of a bummer. It's just whenever I have time, that's when I will read. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you haven't done so by now, subscribe, give some love to this channel, comment, like, and share the video. And guys, I'll see you guys on the next pre-recorded video that I have ready for you guys. I don't know what it is, but it's something good, I'm sure. See you guys, and like always, don't be strangers.